is where I learn leadership.
Where I make new friends.
Where I build my confidence.
I learn to do things by myself.
Where I learn discipline.
I listen to my teachers. These are some of our best memories.
I think anytime we're talking about like the experience of a student, you know, and especially here at Sacred Heart School, we try to really focus on the whole experience. And we know that sometimes those experiences are not just held within our walls here at Sacred Heart.
So at Sacred Heart, it's important that we have a bus in order to bring our students on field trips and to sporting events, in particular away games, different events like that go beyond just formation in the classroom, but the wider Sacred Heart experience.
Some of the best memories that I have in high school are the bus trips, right? The times where you're with your friends, you're with your buddies, you're able to relax. It's not in the heat of the moment of a game. And when you think back, 10, 15, 20 years of being out of high school, yeah, you might think of the wins or even sometimes the losses, but it's amazing how many people go back to the bus trips and just the memories that were made on those. And they're priceless. They're a treasure that I think a lot of people take with them.
That's the place where great conversations can be had, or you're thinking about how working together on what's our strategy going to be when we get on the court or on the field. And I just think of how my own high school experience, it's so many of those trips to and from the place where we were going, where the memories were made.
It helps create a deeper relationship with the people that you're around, with your peers, with your friends, and it just builds together a stronger camaraderie with the team. Basketball has taught me to instill a certain type of discipline in me throughout life. It's taught me to stick through the hard times, enjoy the good times, but most of all, it's probably helped me with just socializing, being able to have fun with like my teammates, my friends, and hanging out with them outside of like actually basketball. And just now I have like friends that I could call lifelong friends.
They taught me a lot about discipline, about hard work, about being coachable. I think they tested me. They're just opportunities to grow, grow in the values that I do think all of our parents want for their students, and why Sacred Heart is a special place because of that. And our extracurriculars provide an opportunity for our kids to experience those things. One of the misconceptions is that they're only used for athletics, when we really look at our transportation as a way to provide experiences for our kids.
At Sacred Heart, preschoolers take a field trip in the fall. We go to the pumpkin patch. Great experience. They get to spend the whole morning there with both classes go together. We also take a bus in December to Santa's Village, where we get to go see all the different Christmas trees that are set up.
I think what's exciting for me is when you go down to the preschool and it's pumpkin patch day, right? And they're excited to go to the pumpkin patch, but a lot of them do go to the pumpkin patch with their parents as well. So it isn't even so much about the pumpkin patch, it's the joy of, I get to ride on the bus today.
The excitement of a field trip day begins with the calendar. So at group time, we have a calendar. We have a special little card we put in the calendar that has a school bus on it, and it says field trip. So they know for the whole month that there's a field trip coming up. We usually have to count down how many sleeps it is because we're so excited to get to ride a bus.
Did you guys get to ride the bus there?
Yeah,
Okay. How was that?
fun.
Fun. What makes riding the bus fun?
That it's really fun, and we get to play rock, paper, scissors against each other, and we get to get away from school. It's kind of cool and stuff, and I like to look out the window
Why do you like to do that?
because it's fun to see like stuff that God created for us. Because it's still school and we learn about stuff, but they make it really, really fun.
If you could bottle up their energy, I mean, it's like a completely different day from school. Like, it is like, when are we taking the bus? What time are we leaving? How many more hours until we go? And then when we get in the building, are we going to be doing, like, the questions are just come. And then, to be honest, most field trips, they're excited about the field trip. But when you come back and ask them, what was your favorite part of the day? Riding the bus. Almost always it's riding the bus. Yeah, the bus is definitely a big deal. So much stuff can happen in the classroom, but you also need to have that outside experience to go on a field trip to see how things work in real life. You know, how do we act? Are we polite to other people out in public? Are we using our manners when we go on these field trips?
It's a good thing. Like, if I get off the bus, I always say thank you. Like to the bus driver.
Seeing where real life things come from too. You can read about it, that's one way, but actually going to see something, hear something, feel something. You know, every time you can delve into all your senses, you're going to remember that experience that much better, and you're going to learn better from it. So I just think it's so important to be able to go on these field trips so those kids can have those experiences too.
I think it's important just to cut to the chase that our numbers are growing, right? And when you say that the number of kids that we have that are involved in things is also growing, which is awesome to see, because it's not that way in every other school around. But our kids, they're involved. We want them to be involved and continue to be involved, but part of that is getting them to the activities that they want to be involved in. And obviously that means more buses, a larger fleet, right? And making sure that they can get there safely to those things and return home safely, because ultimately at the end of the day, that is the most important thing, is that when parents drop their kids off at school, or they send them here to school, that they want them to come home safely. And right now, we know we need to update our buses in order to make sure that we're doing that safely and provide those opportunities for our families, and they feel good about them being in our care.
One of the things that's very unique about Sacred Heart School is that it's one of only a few K through 12 schools in our entire country that is primarily the mission of one parish community. And so a lot of other schools have a board of directors that multiple parishes or a diocese will support. That's not true for Sacred Heart, right? Sacred Heart Parish ultimately supports Sacred Heart School as its primary mission. Generations of families have had to sacrifice heroically for us to have what we have here today at Sacred Heart School. It can't stop with those who have gone before us. Each of us play a part in that story too. The Sacred Heart story comes to us today, and now is our time to sacrifice heroically to continue to build upon what has been handed to us, to make it better for the students in our day and those who will come after. And so I'd like to invite your support tonight. Please consider giving generously to support the mission of Sacred Heart School. Thank you.